Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a good Friday evening as we get ready to go into the weekend. So today's going to be a good video. It's been a little while since I've done a Zen crypto video. I think many of us have been awaiting the launch of the Zen blockchain. And uh, we would expect today now, one thing that's been on the horizon that's quite interesting, as you can tell by the title of the video, is that as the Zen community prepares for its official launch on the Solana blockchain, we're starting to see Zen community projects uh, already head out to the Solana blockchain. And by one means they're doing that is by going on Pump.fun. Now, if you've been still paying attention to the channel closely, you've noticed that my last several videos have been about Pump.fun on Solana. So what's interesting about all of this is that there seems to be a pattern in the cryptocurrency space, and the pattern works this way. Every year, there's a new gimmick to keep interest in cryptocurrency, right? It kind of started off with the ICOs, right? We wanted to fund every project. Every project was going to be a big winner. And that didn't work out well. And then we got into DeFi, we got into NFTs. Then there was the meme coin craze, right? And there have been several incarnations of these means of trying to keep excitement going, keep interest going in cryptocurrency, and the search for new money. Um, the thing is, though, many of these ideas, because they're not getting to the root of the problem. These gimmicks only target certain groups of people. They only last so long, etc. Meme coins only target the most degenerate gamblers oftentimes. The only legitimate meme coin I think to date was Dogecoin. And you have to understand that the people who got involved with Dogecoin in early days, the last thing on their mind was making money. In fact, for most of Dogecoin's life, it was a quite stable cryptocurrency. It was only until Elon Musk started to target Doge that it started to become this speculative device, right? And I gotta fault Elon Musk for that. It was perfect before that. It functioned as a viable currency of use, and and so let's bring Zen into this. What's so important about Zen? So Zen, if you all, for those of y'all who don't know, people who watch the channel know I've done a lot of Zen cryptocurrency videos. But if you're one of the people who don't watch the channel, what you understand about Zen is the brainchild of Jack Levin, said to be the 23rd Google employee. So this is a guy who was a developer for Google in the twilight of Google. And so he was there at the genesis of all this, very close with the founders of Google, etc. And, so that's a very interesting history he has there. He got into cryptocurrency. And the one thing I liked about Jack Levin is when he got in, he was interested in the core principles of all the good things about cryptocurrency, like fair launches, actually trying to create something useful for people. And because of his background, it was a lot less scammy than many of these founders that, come on the scene, right? And it kind of harkened back to the days when people, like Vitalik was creating projects as such, and Gavin, Polkadot, and Charles Hoskins of Cardano, those kind of original people that really had big hopes for cryptocurrency and was going about it the right way. Now we just got, mostly nonsense, gimmicks, gambling, etc. And Pump.fun is no exception. Uh, of course, Solana is the king, the blockchain that's the king of the meme coins, right? And I'm not negative about meme coins. I think people should be allowed to do whatever they want with their money. My problem comes into full view when people complain about doing with their money what they said they had the right to do with their money, only to not like what they did with their money and blame others. And where do we get that? We get that in cryptocurrency a lot with people who call for regulation when things don't go their way. And it's the same thing with Pump.fun. I'm in these communities daily, and these people bet on projects that are going nowhere. And a lot of times they're created by founders who are scam artists. And when they and when they don't go the way they want, then they want to call for regulation. Then they want to scream bloody murder. And that's the biggest issue I have with the meme coin space, because over 90% of these things are going to be just crap and baloney. Now, why is Zen different showing up at the Solana chain? And why is that good for the community? So, for a few things, uh, projects like Pump.fun, projects on the direction of the Zen blockchain, um, Zen, just a real quick rundown on Zen. You can mint Zen free. The idea is kind of based on Metcalfe's law, where the founder wanted to create more access to it. He is basically kind of moving under Metcalfe's law, where you get a lot of people into a network and the value of the network grows. And he cuts off the money bill so more people can get in, right? To simplify it down, freemium services, doing things free. It's probably the quickest and the easiest way to give people access to something. Once you build up the networks, they can become a viable currency, etc. Projects that draw people in. Uh, that done with the idea of fair launching, right? So Jack Levin is kind of on the idea of doing this thing right, whereas many people in the space are just looking at this as a capitalistic scam way of scamming people out of their money. And so that's why I like Jack Levin's approach. Now, the other thing is Jack realizes that many of these chains that are doing that are no good for us. And so when he brings the Zen community into a project, what's going to happen is if it's already got a fragile fee structure, it's quite centralized and it's fragile and it's node management. Jack Levin's going to show these blockchains how fragile they are and how breakable they are and how unsafe they are for the users. And so when he comes in and he drives up these fees, these chains can't handle it. His idea is to, when his own blockchain launches X1, uh, they're going to pretty much go over there, and because they're looking into the fundamental root causes of many of the problems, they're going to go in eliminating those problems. Is to say, they're going to already be building things to address those problems, whereas many of these chains are highly centralized. Binance only has a dozen nodes, that sort of thing. And many of these other layer twos as such, and blockchains like Solana, as it were, they suffer this problem as well. That's why they have so many problems when their network gets overcrowded and they can't handle the load. Um, so the Zen projects, a lot of them have showed up early here in preparation for the wrecking of Solana, uh, in which hopefully, well, here's my thing about it as well when I'm speaking about meme coins, right? If anybody's going to do meme coins, I would prefer it be the Zen community. I just think that people who are part of Zen, oftentimes they kind of have in the back of their mind many of the core ideas and principles that the Zen community has. And many of the things I'm speaking about, I think the Zen community is already aware of them. So I just think fundamentally they're going to create better projects, maybe even better meme coins, right? Uh, Creating a Pump.fun on the Zen blockchain, I am confident that the development community of Zen, they will look to solve some of the problems Pump.fun has, right? I'm very confident about that. Just the way Jack Levin and the Zen community has moved, right? That they want good projects, and that I believe they would do things to make it, to make it safer for people using it. Whereas Pump.fun on Solana doesn't do that at all, right? It is a real crap show at Solana. So uh, there is need for there to be some migration. Now, you can see Zen Zoos here, Zen Sandy. I think Zen Doge is interesting because the way Pump.fun works. And I don't want to make this a long video because there's so much to discuss on the topic of Pump.fun and the Zen cryptocurrency. But very, very quickly here, uh, this is when a project is on Pump.fun, some of the core ideas of Pump.fun make sense. Like what happens is it's released on a big chain like exchange like Radium once it has enough interest and money going into it, right? So it's like a launch pad basically, and so that part is good, right? Because then what happens is you get there with value, you get on a bigger exchange, you have, and so it's a little bit safer in idea, but that's not what's been happening on Pump.fun because the projects themselves are crap. But the thing about the Zen community, a lot of projects created from the Zen community were good projects, right? And many of them have migrated here using Pump.fun in that way. Again, I believe they're going to take this back to the X1 chain, the Zen's own blockchain, when it comes out. It's going to be much better done. Bitcoin MYK, the project I'm part of, it's on here as well. We're going to leave a link in the description to check out our project because we call it the first Zen. And the reason I call it the first Zen is because many of the ideas that Zen implemented, the idea of great communities think alike, I think it'd be said about Bitcoin MYK. We did that at the end of 2018. And it's been a slow process, but it's been rewarding in that we believe we're going to be one of the best projects cryptocurrency has ever seen. But with our project, just like how you can mint cryptocurrencies free on the Zen blockchain, you can mint the tokens free with Bitcoin MYK. But the only difference is you mint them through your social media activity, under Metcalfe's law, building up the value of a network. And we believe that interface is the more digestible, especially the new people coming in, because that's what you want. You want new people coming into crypto. And so because we believe that whenever you create something with freemium services, there's not really any competition so much as like the other projects, right? Because this is all about network growth. That's why Zen gives out its crypto. It allows you to mint it for free, minus network fees that has nothing to do with Zen. But the same concept was with us prior to that, where you could, you basically mint ours free by doing social media activities, right? So it has a similar effect as Zen. Let's take you over there just so you can see what I mean. Okay, Bitcoin MYK. As we can see, it has a market cap of 4.69K, right? Now, when it hits a $70,000 market cap, then it'll go to the major exchanges on Solana. And it does that automatically. The network does it. It'll go over to the bigger exchanges like Radium, right? With liquidity already in there, right? So it's a launch pad basically, right? And Bitcoin MYK, again, you mint it through the social media activities. It's a social media interface it has. And whereas like 90% of the projects on here, not all of them, but like 90% are meme coins, there are some legitimate, strong, well-done projects on here as well. I believe that Zen Doge, the members of the Zen Doge community, they've already been on here, hit the bigger exchanges, went far beyond $200,000-$300,000 market cap. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Jack Levin tweeted out something about it. But this is going to be a good model, I think, for many projects in the Zen community to use on their own blockchain. And remember, Zen is going to be using a different protocol than Solana. Solana runs like crap. We know that. Some way it is the king of the meme coins right now in the blockchain. I think that's going to change in the future. Uh, and you know, that's kind of where we're at with that right now. That's just part of the issues of cryptocurrency, right? It's something, the scaling and dealing with the fee structure and congestion. That is something that's hard to get away from. But what it makes it even worse is when when a lot of your projects are negative to the investors, right? And that's just going to be given with a blockchain that's mostly known for its meme coins, right? Uh, you're going to have a lot of scammers. You're going to have a lot of people losing a lot of money and a lot of money going out of their hands to someplace else. So that is a problem. That's a fundamental problem. Um, but I think that's all I want to say in this video. If you're a member of the Zen community, I know it doesn't have Zen written on the title of Bitcoin MYK, much like other projects that have existed in the Zen community. Um, Bitcoin MYK doesn't have Zen in the title, but if you go on the site, you can, when you withdraw Bitcoin MYK, you can actually withdraw it into Zen, right? So that's pretty cool, right? You can opt to get Zen instead of. Uh, so that's something you can do on the site. And when the X1 chain comes out, it certainly will be a project on the X1 chain, much like you see it here on Solana, right? This is going to be interesting to see what happens with Zen. I think we already know what's going to happen, but I do think a lot of people who are having a very negative situation on Pump.fun, that the Zen community coming over here is a good thing for them, because I think it's going to introduce them to a new way of doing things. Um, and I think that's what's going to happen with that. But I think that's all I'm going to say in this video. If you have any questions about Bitcoin MYK, how it relates to Zen, why we call it the first Zen, feel free to leave them in the comment section. Feel free to go over to the platform. There's live support over there, chat rooms and such. So make sure you do that. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like content like this. I know I've done a lot of Zen videos recently. We were kind of waiting on that blockchain to launch, but I'm confident that it's going to launch this year and probably, before the third quarter, I believe. And so we'll see if my prediction is correct. But I think it's going to be quite interesting when we get to that place. But I think that's all I'm going to say in this particular video. If you like content like this, again, don't forget to like, subscribe. Don't forget to go over to Bitcoin MYK. Another thing real quick about Pump.fun, although there are a lot of negatives, these things move quick. So people get 5,000, 10,000% returns on Pump.fun if they're lucky, and maybe if they're in a project that's actually good. And some of the Zen projects are actually real projects, and they're actually good. And I believe Bitcoin MYK is one of them. So I don't think it will harm you to hold some of it. And you can, turn around and sell out of these things. It's not like, even though it feels like a launch pad, there is an exchange here on Pump.fun. You look at my other videos and talking about Pump.fun and some of the things about it. So you could actually, because you're getting in early, have the best of the Zen community world, but also have crazy returns if you just get in the right projects. And hopefully watching our channel, we can help people to get there and help people to at the very least, avoid some of the ones that aren't, although not financial advice. Always be careful, always put into projects that what you can afford to lose. And if it's a real project and it is real valuable, like ours, where you can just mint it free, like Zen was, I don't know why people don't go for the ones they can mint free that are valuable. Because what that tells me, if you got enough confidence in your project where people can get the cryptocurrency for free, it's not going to be a short-term window scam to do a rug pull. It tells me that you're very confident in your project, so much to the point it's going to be around and it's probably going to do quite well. That's what it tells me when you give the cryptocurrency away free. But that's all I want to say. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.